Hey mamas, welcome back. Welcome to another Wellness Monday. I hope that y'all get just as pumped as I get about Wellness Mondays. Wellness Mondays makes me so excited because I feel like we're creating a shift and change together. And it's going to shift your mind, shift the way that you feel, and hopefully pump up your week as well because it's starting that week off right? So today's topic, I'm pretty sure what do you mean when you say time to break up with? What am I breaking up with? There's lots of things that we need to break up with. Lots. And I think at times we hold on to things because we are comfortable. It makes us feel good. We're used to it. And at times we don't realize that it's actually more toxic than it is good. So it might be time for us to break up with toxic people, create boundaries, stress, overwhelm, burnout, all of those things, and actually reset a lot of things so that we can feel at our best, we can live at our best, and we can view things in a different mindset and a different point of view. And the way that you go about that is first observing what is the blockage. What is the thing that is holding you back? What is the thing that is honestly causing you more harm than good? Is it people around you? Is it your circle? Is it your household? What's going on? Take time to really observe what is happening with you and how is it making you feel? How is it making you think at the end of the day? Is it making you feel overwhelmed? Is it making you feel bad about yourself? What are the thoughts that are happening when those type of people are around you? Are they uplifting you or are they bringing you down? Are they pushing you back and making you go back to those old ways and those old habits? Or are they motivating you to try new things and to actually be open to seeing better and doing better for yourself? What's happening with those actual individuals? And it can be family, it can be friends, it can be strangers, honey, because sometimes those little short interactions can be toxic. So what type of environment are you entertaining? What's happening? And the reason I said entertaining, because I think at times we see things, but we don't acknowledge those things. So prime example, you could be around people that you know it might be time to let them go. It might be time that, that expiration date is hitting and it's there. And you don't want to do the yucky work. You don't want to do the work because you're comfortable and y'all have a past and all of these things, but you're not thinking about, okay, but are they helping me now? Are they representing what I'm trying to get to and become? Or are they holding me back and making me stay stagnant and stay as the old person I used to be and preventing me from trying new things and being better? And I can think of so many situations, especially when you're, going through adjustments. Prime example, deciding to be a mom and wife, and some of your friends may not be mom and wives. And that's not always a bad thing. The only time that can be toxic is if they don't want you to grow as a mom and a wife. Because there's going to be a lot of growth. There's going to be a lot of changes to take place. Your mindset's going to change. The things that you like is going to change. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because you want to grow. Who wants to stay still and be the same forever? No one does, right? But when those people that you love and you care about are starting to make those things happen to where it's hard for you to like who you're becoming, it's hard for you to accept that you're changing and that you're molding into this new person, that's when it's time to observe if it's time to keep them or it's time to let it go. And usually it might be time to either change the boundaries of your relationship or actually let it go. But that's up for you to figure out if that's what you need to do. Now, another way that we might need to break up with some things is stress. Where do I start? As moms, we tend to hold on to so many things, and we try to control everything, and we want things to be a certain way and to show up a certain way. And when they don't show up a certain way, it's like everything is ruined, everything went wrong, and you're not doing anything good, which is not the truth. Granted, you may feel that way, but is it the actual truth though? Like we talked about last week, you may think or feel temporary feelings in that moment, but that doesn't mean it's the actual truth. The truth most likely is you're doing an awesome job. You're doing all that you can, or that you've actually done enough. And that enough is good. You don't need to do more. But we add unwanted pressure on ourselves to reach goals that are not even realistic. Do you have unrealistic goals? I'm sure you do. I'm sure there's some of those goals in there that you know for a fact you can't reach them. It's not that you don't want to, but the way that you have set it up is not reachable. And one thing that I've learned from a lady that I started talking to that just made so much sense of this is that when we focus on what we can do in that moment and we create small goals, small things that are reachable, that are doable, that are realistic, we become more confident. And now we're more consistent and we get things done. But when we create these huge goals that we know that we can't reach, we become doubtful. And then we don't do it at all. And then we're just like, okay, you know what? I'm not interested anymore. Because mentally, we can't handle it. It's too much. It's too much, and our brain is trying to protect us because it feels like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't do that. So it slowly puts you back into your comfort zone. So when you create realistic goals that you know that you can reach, that you know that actually makes sense for your life and your lifestyle, you will continue to do them. So what are you creating that is unrealistic, that is creating unwanted stress, unwanted pressure that you don't need? What are you creating? And it all starts with the way that we're thinking. As women, we tend to be so emotional at times. And honestly, I own it. I have no problem being emotional. But it's all about how do you handle being emotional? You know, it's okay to be emotional. But when situations happen, how do you handle the situation? Do you allow your emotions to control it? Or do you allow your logical brain to kind of kick in and you work those things out together? Like, what's happening? So I want you to take time with yourself and really sit down. Once again, yes, I'm giving you homework because we need to do action so that we can see some changes happening, right? And in order for that action and those changes to take place, we need to be aware first of what's going on. Is there baggage that I need to break up with? Is there things that I'm holding on to? Am I causing more stress on myself than I need to? Because at times, we're actually our own stressor. At times, we're the ones that's holding ourselves back because we are creating so many things that we feel like we have to achieve, when in actuality, we really don't need all those things, and we're actually causing more overwhelm that we don't need. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So, first, pay attention. What things are toxic? What things are things you need to take out of your life and you need to start rebuilding? And what I mean by rebuilding, that doesn't mean rebuild with the people that are toxic. That means rebuild the way that you're doing things. Rebuild the way that you view things. Rebuild how you're showing up. Take some of that old stuff off, some old bricks that are no longer good and that are messing up with the foundation, and start over, reset and rebuild and relearn. It takes 21 times to create a bad habit. So it's going to take some time to reset and create new habits, but it is doable. It's doable. But you got to start cleaning out some things, just like we do spring cleaning. And you start taking out things we no longer need and we no longer want. Do some spring cleaning in your life. Take time for you. Understand what's going on. What do I need to remove so that I can grow and be at my best and be the best mom and the best wife that I can be? and then start taking action. Create doable, realistic, small goals that you can actually reach. That's going to build your confidence, and it's going to make you feel better, and you're going to actually see changes. Because like I said last time, at times when we don't see the changes, we become like, oh my gosh, it's not working. And it's not that it's not working. It's just either that goal is too big, or you really need to take some more time to dig a little deeper. That's all it is. Doesn't mean it's not working. Or it also may need more time. And I know that can be so hard at times to hear we need more time. But patience is important. Because in order for us to grow and to see changes and to really actually be proud of the change, we need to go through the journey. And going through the journey, it's going to be highs and lows, ups and downs. But that journey is going to teach you so much stuff, and it's important to be present during the journey and not to rush it. So allow yourself to go through this process and understand yourself, get to know yourself, and like I said, clean some things out. I've had to go through it, and you're going to always have to go through changes and shifts, right? But it's important to be aware of when it's time to do those changes and those shifts. And if it's time to do a change and a clean out, go ahead and do it. Do what you got to do for you. Don't feel bad about changing and shifting to make yourself better. I think at times we have people around us at times that make us feel guilty about wanting more, wanting to achieve more, wanting to see more for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should want more for yourself. And when you are wanting more for yourself, you're on the right track. There's nothing wrong with you. Now, if they feel that that is something wrong with you, those are the people you might need to reevaluate, and they might be actual baggage more so than good for you. So take time to reevaluate. What is it that you want? How is it making you feel? How is it making your life? Is it making chaos, or is it making happiness? If it's making chaos, reevaluate why it's making chaos, and do you really need it and want it? All right. I hope that gave y'all something to think about, something to work on throughout the week, and just kind of, evaluate what is your baggage. What is it that you need to break up with? And if it's time to break up with it, what actionable plan do I need to create for me and actually start doing the work so that I can feel better and have a healthier life? All right. Love y'all, mamas. I will be back again next Monday, and I have some special guests planned for y'all. So come back because you want to see them and you want to meet them. All right. Bye, y'all.